Hello and welcome to Section A, Lesson 14. Today we're looking at ratios, Part 2. Alright, so before we start this lesson, please make sure you've watched Part 1 of this two-part series. So, today's agenda. First of all, we're going to look at scaling up ratios, so making them bigger. And then we're going to look at a key fact. And then we're going to do some proportional division. Then we're going to look at some difference between two parts. So there's 4 parts of this lesson. Okay, let's go. So part 1, scaling up ratios. If you know a ratio and the actual size of one part, you can scale up the ratio to work out the other parts. So that's basically saying, you know a small ratio, you know what one of the things actually is, you can work out what the other one is by increasing both sides of the ratio. So I'll show you an example if that doesn't make any sense. So, Mrs. Green owns tabby cats and black cats in the ratio 3:5. So this ratio has been simplified for what she actually has. So what we have to do is basically scale up the ratio so then we can work out how many cats she has in total. If she has 10 black cats, how many cats does she have in total? So tabby cats to black cats. So the 5 is black cats. So what do we multiply 5 by to get 10? Well, we multiply that by 2. So that means the actual ratio is twice the size of the normal ratio, if you see where I'm coming from. So the actual ratio is 6 to 10, not 3 to 5, because we're multiplying both of them by 3 to 5. So we've looked at simplifying ratios. This is basically the opposite, to work out the actual number. So if we know that we've got 6 to 10, we know that she has 16 cats in total. 6 cats plus 10 cats is 16 cats in total. It's not too difficult, but we've got a question for you to try just in case it doesn't make much sense. So, Mr. Smith owns Silky and Teddy guinea pigs in the ratio 2 to 3. He has 14 Silky guinea pigs. How many guinea pigs does he have in total? Pause the video, give this a go, and then I'll go through the answer. All right. Okay, so the answer, step 1, to get 2 to 14, because Silky guinea pigs are on the left, which is the 2, we multiply by 7. That means we're going to have to multiply both parts of the ratio by 7 to get the normal ratio, which is going to be 14 to 21. Then if we add them together, we work out that Mr. Smith has 35 guinea pigs, and that is our final answer. Well done if you got that yourself. So the key fact. The key fact is you can have a ratio of more than 2 parts. That's pretty simple. So instead of 2 parts, you can have 3 to 4 to 5. You can have 7 to 15 to 3. You can have 3 parts. You can have 4 parts. You can have more than that. So that's just a key idea you need to know. The ratio does not have to be 2 parts. Okay, so now on to proportional division. In proportional division questions, an amount is split into parts in a certain ratio. So usually in the exams, they say, these people share money in a ratio. How much does one person get? Okay, so for example, John, David, and Jess share £1,200 in the ratio 1 to 2 to 1. How much does David get? So you can do the same method every single time here. So the first step is to work out how many parts there are, which is 1 plus 2 plus 1, which is 4. Okay, then what you do is you divide the total by the number of parts to work out how much one part is. So one part is £300. Then you look at who you're looking for. So David, he gets 2 parts. So what you have to do is multiply how much one part is worth by the number of parts David gets, which is 2. So we get David gets £600. If any of this doesn't make any sense, please put a question in the comments and I'll answer as soon as I can. So here's a question for you to try. George, Elizabeth, and Daisy share £2,500 in the ratio 1 to 2 to 7. How much does Daisy get? All right, pause the video and then I'll go through the answer in a minute. All right, so step 1. Okay, well, the answer is 1,750. If you were going through the steps, you'd have to work out how many parts there are, which is 10. Then you work out how much one part is, which is $250. And then what you have to do is multiply that by 7, which will give you $1,750 for Daisy. Okay. Right, the final part of this lesson will be on difference between 2 parts. The best way to show this is through an example because it can sound quite complicated. So a baguette is cut into 3 pieces. in the ratio 1 to 2 to 5? These questions are quite rare, I've seen, but still quite useful to know how to do. So a baguette is cut into 3 pieces in the ratio 1 to 2 to 5. The first piece is 28 centimeters smaller than the third piece. How long is the baguette? So what you can do here is, first of all, work out how much one part of the ratio is. So 28 centimeters is 5 minus 1 because it is 28 centimeters smaller. The first piece, which is 1, is 28 centimeters smaller than the third piece. So that means 5 minus 1 is 4. So 4 parts is 28 centimeters, which means 1 part is 7 centimeters. And in total, there's 8 parts. So 8 times 7 gives us, the whole thing is 56 centimeters long. Okay, so a question for you to try now. A plank of wood is cut into 3 pieces in the ratio 1 to 3 to 9. The first piece is 64 centimeters shorter than the third piece. How long is the second piece? So this is not how long the whole thing is this time. You have to work out how much one part is, then work out how much the second part is. Okay, good luck. Pause the video and have a go. All right, so the answer. So we've got 64 centimeters is 8 parts, because that's the difference between the longest and the shortest. Okay, so one part is 8 centimeters. Okay, if 8 parts is 64, one part is 8, because you divide by 8. So that means piece 2, which is 3 parts, is 3 times 8, which is 24 centimeters. Hopefully that makes sense. So piece 2 is 24 centimeters, and that is the final answer. Thanks for watching this video. I hope it was useful to you. I know it's been a bit long, and there's a lot of content in here, so it might be helpful if you watch it more than once. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.